I'm convinced our robots are going to be serving tables, so we'll see.
My favorite Chinese restaurant, I connected them to you just the other week because among the many things you do are selling robots and helping with the next generation technologies. Now, it's really important to me that you actually get this restaurant to have a robot because I get a free meal if that happens. So it's really important to me, Kevin.
So first of all, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. That almost never happens, and where someone just knows what you do and really puts it together. So I thank you for that.
It turns out not many people walk up to me off the street and be like, "Hey, I need a robot. Can you hook me up, Ethan?"
And you know what? He was so appreciative of the fact that there was a supplier that knew the business right here in his own backyard. He's going after a pretty simple application to begin with, but after that, I'm convinced our robots are going to be serving tables, so we'll see.
Tell me about the whole business, right? Because it's not just robots you're into.
Yeah.
Your business is helping lots of advanced technology.
So Nexgen Interactive is our Industry 4.0 business. We've added 2 product lines. One is the aforementioned robotics, and the other one is electric vehicle charging stations, where we actually do turnkey smart EV charging stations.
And what do you see from this wide market and people's, interest in these types of technology?
First of all, I like products where I don't have to sell you on the value of the product. So EV charging stations fit that bill. The whole market is turning, so that makes that a very attractive market. We wanted to position ourselves to take advantage of that. Robotics is still a bit away, but it's coming, and it's coming strong. COVID-19 was one of the drivers for that because a lot of businesses, and even to this day, find themselves short on employees, short on staff. And that's what happens when you have a black swan event like COVID-19. And so now it's a new day, new age, and we have these types of needs. Enter robotics.
What do you say go big in, especially if we think about the manufacturing that drives half of our economy?
I like to play where others aren't. That's tough because everyone's doing smart manufacturing, right? So the issue is, yeah, that's right, they have to be. And in our case, how can we do it in a way that's unique to Northeast Ohio? What can we do that will allow us not just to go big, but to go big smart? Go big smart means creating competitive advantage that's hard to duplicate somewhere else. There are things we do in polymers. There are things that we do in bio. There are things that we do and should be doing with our fresh water. The technology itself is going to take care of things like advanced manufacturing. But the value of this geo is in the uniqueness of this geo, including climate, including social and cultural things that we have here. We have a ton going for us. The strategy needs to tie some of this together and create opportunities to grow the pie.
So you love ecosystems, and you're one of the few people that is deeply embedded as a business person across the entire Northeast Ohio, certainly Cleveland and Lorraine's ecosystem. How would you describe it, especially as it relates to economic development and these issues related to technology, Industry 4.0, manufacturing?
Ethan, one of the things I would say is that this is probably our time. If not now, then I don't know when else it could happen. And the reason I say that is because I think there's a willingness for this region to move. I think we're positioned. I think we're aligned. We've got great leadership. Now, I will tell you, it's never moving fast enough for me. It just isn't. I see the sands in the hourglass, and I'm like, let's go, let's go. But I also understand the reality. I will share with you this story. When I was a kid, I graduated from undergrad. I was working as an engineer in Lorain County, and I would always say I didn't know much. I didn't know what was going on. I would say they. I don't understand what they're doing. Well, when I came back almost 20 years later, I decided one thing. Here I am, all this experience, all the couple of degrees, whatever. They has to be me. I've got to be involved in this. I've got to be part of this solution. Okay, so it became personal. And so when you see me across this ecosystem, it's because I've got to be an active participant in creating the outcomes that I think are going to make this better for the next generations to come.
Now, people of color are just flat out underrepresented in manufacturing. You said you like to be different, and you certainly, I imagine, were for most of your career and most of the environments you've been in. How would you talk about that time? How would you describe what it meant to your leadership?
So let's take most out and put all. Well, it's been all of my career.
All, okay.
It's basically been all of my career. That's the hand you deal yourself when you do something that's different. Okay? So with that comes opportunity and comes, in my opinion, the need to create an environment where it's not so difficult. So, you know, when I did my undergrad in mechanical engineering, less than 5% of the engineers in this country were black. Those numbers aren't appreciably bigger today.
No, they're not.
I don't believe you fight that fight without being very, very vocal and very intentional in your actions about that. You cannot any longer just say that, well, maybe this, maybe that, things might change, whatever. That doesn't work. Silence is complicity. The most successful companies now are companies that have a diverse mix of people because they provide a value that you can't get in a homogeneous environment.
So, your leadership journey. What have been the breakthrough moments for you, the aha moments for you, and ways that you've changed over the years?
Where I came up, I was used to leaders that were alpha folks. I mean, they were folks you didn't want to work with. They were just nasty. Well, what I've learned through both education and through practice is that leadership is a finesse. But you also understand that leadership is best when you have followers who understand that how you lead is something that they believe in. They want to aspire to be. And then here's the key, when you want them to honestly be better than you are, okay? Now, when you communicate that, you've got folks who will actually follow you to the end of the earth because they understand that what you're trying to do is make them not just the best they can be, but make them better than you. Okay?
I'm going to take this advice. That's beautiful. I love it.